California Dreamin' and California Living Part 2. So this person writes, I moved here with I think $3 in my pocket. When I arrived, I bought a cup of coffee and left a tip. I had $1 left. I had no plan, but somebody gave me a floor to sleep on for a little while. 24 years ago today, I left my home of 2,000 white people and moved to California. I had only been here once in my life for a weekend in May for this event called Cinco de Mayo, and I had no clue what it was. I came out here to visit this girl that I knew from a pizza restaurant in college, and we had the time of our life, and all I can remember is that I realized who frickin' Missy Elliott was, and I was in love instantly. I went home to my parents and I was like, hey, just want to let you know I'm moving to LA on August 11th. And they were like, have you ever been there? And I was like, yeah, I went last weekend. My dad was like, how are you going to do that? And I was like, I don't know. I'll figure it out. And he said, okay, cool. Well, if you go out there, don't call me for a ride home. I spent the entire summer liquidating my apartment, getting rid of everything I owned except for my clothes, my shoes, my radio, my computer, and my comforter. I stuffed it all in my Mitsubishi Eclipse and off I went. I left my parents' driveway with $1,000 and I ended up sleeping on a lot of floors, which is why this comment makes me laugh. I left my parents with $1,000 to my name. I think I was about 45 miles away from my parents' house in Minnesota and I got pulled over for driving 90 on the freeway. But you know what? I was beginning a new life. So I decided to spend a great portion of that $1,000 having the best vacation of my life on the way to California. And I did that in many ways, like staying in a decent hotel and having the Who Has the Best Buffalo Wings Across the United States contest with my friend that drove here to California with me. Once we made it to Utah, we just had to go whitewater rafting in the Colorado River. And we had to do some other, touristy things there. By the time I made it to North Hollywood, 3 days later, it was about 9 o'clock at night. I think I had $300 to my name. I remember driving down the freeway, and it was like 7 lanes across. And I remember saying to myself, well, I suppose I better start listening to hip hop now, because I was a through and through classic rock girl. I too had no plan, and I literally slept on some random girl that I met in a restaurant on the floor of her apartment, and then I moved to another apartment and slept on the floor there, but I upgraded because I got myself a mattress for the floor. And the story goes on and on and on. So this comment really made me laugh. It's like I said in my other video, I always knew I was different. And leaving my small town and coming to California literally let my true, authentic self come out. It hasn't always been easy. It's been plenty hard at times, but it was the best thing I ever did, and I can't imagine leaving. I just want to say thank you to everybody who shared all their awesome moving stories in the last video, because it's been really fun to read. If you have a fun moving to California story, I would love to hear it in the comment section. I'm trying to shake up the algorithm, put some fun stories out there on TikTok, because as we know, the world and the news is full of tragic information at this point.